right, so today we're doing a trade recap. It's been a little bit. I took a break from social media, so I haven't done one in a while, and I'm going to do one today. I think it's going to be a good one because it shows that sometimes the first couple trades that you take off the open, they may not go your way, and it's all about being patient, and if you can do so, wait for a quality setup, you can get paid. And that's what happened today. So the trade recap is going to be from Thursday, March 9th. I took 3 trades, had 2 wins, 1 loss, and made $2,127 on the day. And here's the screenshot of the P&L. So the biggest winner is going to be Tesla puts. Ended up taking the breakdown, took the 180 puts, sized up on it because it was Thursday. The option contracts were cheap, so I was okay going a little bit bigger. Got a nice move in my favor, took the quick profits, made $28.50 on that trade. Took a long on Nvidia, didn't really work out that well, but ended up making 95 bucks, basically flat on it, and then tried to short JD. That one did not work and lost 817. So now let's go over JD. We'll start with the loser. So why did I focus on JD? Because it had a news catalyst. So I'm really trying to, in addition to focusing on the core group that I look at each and every day, I want to also add some stocks to that list that have news catalysts that are going to be in play. And JD had the news catalyst, so it was in play. It was trading lower in pre-market. So it was just about figuring out what it was going to do. Being that the daily was weak, leaning a little bit to the downside, but I don't want to have too much of a bias, just want to wait for a potential technical pattern. And one of the main levels that I was looking at to the downside was going to be pre-market low. So what happened off the open? So we immediately sold off right through it, had a bounce, and what I was looking for was the potential new low of day. So I ended up going short, trying to anticipate the breakdown, knowing the daily is weak. It's showing some weakness on the intraday, and it did not do that. So failed to break down, and then it started to bounce, and I ended up getting out for a loss. To be honest, I could have got out of this a little sooner, and I think that $800 loss could have easily been right around $400. And this is a great example of showing that I am far from perfect. Nobody's perfect. We're all a work in progress. Now let's break down Nvidia. So this has been one of the stronger stocks in the market. To the left, this is the daily. So on the 8th, had a nice green candle, closed towards those prior highs. So I was thinking that maybe on the 9th, we could get some continuation, but obviously want to wait for a pattern. Was trading lower in the pre-market, showing some strength early. So one of the main levels that I was looking at was going to be pre-market high to the upside. If we end up taking that pre-market high out, maybe we could get some second day continuation to the upside. And now to break down what happened off the open. So it was a little choppy, had the push up to pre-market high, failed, pulled back, but then started to get bought back up, trending higher. And then I actually took this long when it broke above the highs, going for an opening range break to the upside, also knowing there was some strength from the prior day. Got a nice little move in my favor. I was trying to be kind of patient. And then on this candle, when it pulled back, I got out just before it got to my entry, just because breakouts have not been working very well in this market. So I'm going to be very hesitant. The moment it goes in my favor, I want to be super defensive. And then when it pulled back pretty quickly, I ended up just getting out for that small win. And the third and final trade is going to be on Tesla. And the reason why I really like this is because it shows that sometimes you got to be very patient. I know I'm a big fan of taking trades within the first hour, but the current market we're in, you got to wait as long as it takes for these setups to happen. So I'm opening my mind up a little bit to not being so rushed off the open. Stick around a little bit longer because sometimes that's just what it takes. So if you look at Tesla on the daily, it's been very weak. So just realizing that there has been a lot of weakness. So you would think that rips get sold. And as far as the path of least resistance seems to be to the downside. So off the open, this had a huge move higher, and I didn't take any trades here. And even though I felt a little FOMO, it was all about just waiting for another pattern. Let's not rush into things. Had a big sell-off, had a bounce, and then as you can see, put in a lower high, and then continuously just keeps trading towards the lows. And then I ended up getting a pretty good entry on this. So the reason that I took this trade is because we had a long period of consolidation. We had this support area right here around 180.70. We also had low of day at 180. And that also coincided with prior day low. So that was a major technical level. So I was patiently waiting for the breakdown, and I thought if we break this big area of support right here, knowing that we just came from the high, so if anybody is stuck long, I would think if we break that support and we break low a day, a lot of people are going to want to bail on their positions if they're intraday longs, and then below the lows could probably trigger some stops. So I was very patient with this one, and then I took it on the support break, kind of right around 180.50, 180.60. I took the 180 puts and I took 50 of them, and I got a nice move pretty quickly in my favor. So broke that support, candle closed, made a new low, very quickly broke that 180, started to speed up to the downside. And whenever something is going in my favor quickly, that's when I'm always going to start taking profits, because you never know when it's going to bounce. So got a nice entry, broke the lows. That 180 was a major level, low of day, and also prior day low. Started to speed up to the downside. Went into just above 179, started to bounce a little bit, and then I just got out of the full position right here because I don't want to overstay my welcome, especially in this market. When you have those profits, you should take them. So that ended up being a great trade. And then when I was net green that much on the day, my job is done. I don't need to overtrade, potentially give that money back. I am going to call it. So that was the trade recap video. I appreciate you watching. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.